Good day and welcome to another edition of Tourismus Namibia, our broadcast where we bring you a couple of topics and obviously destinations and an item under To The Point. Today we'll talk a bit about the particles, Namib sand particles that have ended up in Antarctica. We'll also have a look at vultures and then obviously two destinations, and we'll have another look at the Africa Millimetre Telescope. My name is Frank Steffen. I suppose most of you know me by now. I'll be leading you through this show. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. And obviously we'll have to start with topics first. Right, we're a bit pressed for time, but very interesting under topics today. Namib Desert particles found in the Antarctica. So the east wind in Namibia obviously warms a lot, and it warms up the coast, but also brings a lot of sand and dust. And these particles have now been proven to have reached the Antarctica. So an international research team, including Professor James King from the University of Montreal in Canada, has proven that this dust from southern Africa has reached the Antarctica in the last few thousand years. Now, specifically, the images that you see here, satellite images of dust plumes off the coast of Namibia, were taken in May 2013. You can't see them that well, but they are discernible, especially on the top part. And they were taken with a spectrum radiometer from NASA's Terra satellite, so showing the study areas of the Huap, the Omaruru, Khoisan, and the UNESCO World Heritage Site called Namib Sea Sand. Now, the Huap, Omaruru, and Khoisan hydrographic systems are indicated by the blue lines, if you look at the picture there. And the map of southwestern Africa on the right shows the main features of the regional climate system. So you can see the main oceanic currents that are indicated by green arrows and atmospheric circulation by red. So there's the southeast trade winds and westerly winds, and then in yellow you have the mountain winds. Obviously the southeast winds being indicated by red. So BC stands for Benguela current, ACC for Antarctic circumpolar current, and then AC for Agulhas current. These photos were given to us, made available by nature.com, Google Earth Pro, and obviously Landsat and Copernicus. But I think it's just an interesting thing that, it's not exactly as if the Antarctica is right in front of our doorstep. So very, very interesting. Then we have another item, vultures, and this is a very rare photo taken. If you look at the three vultures that were their backs to us, you would almost think it's a family photo, but it is not. It's the different vulture species that were captured in one image by two cameras of Vultures Namibia at the waterhole of Gondwana Canyon Park in Dassiespoort, at Dassiespoort last December. So on the left is a young white-backed vulture, in the middle a Cape vulture, and on the right an adult eared vulture, is what they call them. And Vultures Namibia estimates that there are less than 20 individuals of the Cape vultures left in Namibia. The Cape vulture is on the list of globally endangered vultures, but is threatened with extinction in Namibia specifically. So as its numbers are very low, number one, and all known breeding colonies are inactive. So a very nice little photo there. I joined Ankuse the other day to get out the vultures of rest, and I'll still be bringing you that news next week. I just first wanted this week to get some other news out of the way. Those are the topics for today. Up next we've got destinations. Right, destinations it is up next, and very interesting. We've got two items in Namibia, in Windhoek in Namibia today, and I found them very nice simply because they're so totally different and off the beaten track, I'd say. The first one is the Temperature Lounge and Restaurant. It's situated in Khomasdal. Michael Kayunde visited it. You can see it there right at the bottom. I try to get a perspective because you can see the Western Bypass, these yellow lines. As you go towards Okahandja, you would turn on the left towards the Katutura State Hospital and immediately turn left again, going down here towards the document warehouse, and then you would automatically land at the Temperature Lounge. So it's a new item. It's a newly opened lounge and restaurant located in Hans Dietrich Genscher Street, as you could see there just now, in Khomasdal, as said. And the facility offers a wide range of amenities, including a bar, restaurant, and ample space for stage performances by local artists. And this is where Michael actually comes in. Having been opened recently, the Temperature has already hosted big names, including Top Sherry, King TD, DJ Spuza, and more. So in this insert, he spoke to Rusa Nangula Shikua, the marketing manager, to share more about the Temperature Lounge and Restaurant. Here you can see the bar. So a very nice place, something totally different. And if you're a visitor to Windhoek and you want to see or do something different, like you could see there, Michael is our entertainment editor, so he often brings us news of these different artists, specifically Namibian artists. If you want to see some more, these are the sort of places that you should go and visit. But have a look at the interview.
Hello Tourismus viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. Today on this segment we are going to profile the Temperature. It's a newly opened bar and restaurant here in Khomasdal. This is where a lot of the entertainment has been taking place, so I'm going to take you inside and show you around. As introduced, my name is Michael Kayunde and I'm joined by the marketing manager of the Temperature, a spot that recently opened here in Khomasdal. Please, we were outside, we checked out the vibes. Please tell us about the Temperature. It's a restaurant and lounge.
Yes. Temperature is an entertainment area that recently opened. We opened about 6 weeks ago. Our main focus is not really just lounging. It's not just restaurant. We kind of wanted to open something that is entertainment for both family, where it is accommodative of all walks of life, be it during the day, you can come with your children. We have bright areas also where you can bring your own meat, where you can have a family festivity. We're trying to incorporate everything entertainment, not just the lounge part, and obviously our nice fine dining restaurant.
Well, let's just talk about the entertainment aspect of it. I've seen a lot of big artists perform here. So for me, this is so good for the industry because it's another platform or another venue where our artists can actually host their album launches and events of that kind. So an artist watching this right now and they want to launch something here, what is the process like?
The procedure is quite simple. Like my partners and I really have the mandate to grow the entertainment industry, especially the music. We do feel like any artist that is currently watching this can reach us on our social media pages, on our emails, on my number, to just tell us on this date, I want to have a listening session, I want to have a show, I want to bring in other industry acts also to just come out and make something fun of it.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for allowing us to come through to the Temperature and profile it. You mentioned that people can check you out on your social media, your email or whatever. Can you please drop your social media handles for our people?
Okay, you guys can catch us on Instagram. That is @Temperature_Namibia. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then you can definitely get our contact details on those social media platforms, and we are open for bookings anytime.
All right. Well, there you had it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys come through to the Temperature and have the best time of your life. From me, Michael, back to the studio.
Right, and that was the Temperature Lounge and Restaurant. Like I said, Michael is the guy who's on point there. Up next, we've got also in Windhoek, in Katutura, but further down towards Wanaheda, we've got what is called the Xwama Cultural Village and Traditional Restaurant. It's quite deep into it, that's why I showed it again. Once again, there at the bottom, you see the Katutura State Hospital right next to the Western Bypass. So you would just follow Independence Road, because make no mistake, it sort of winds up and down and this way and that way, but it eventually ends up at the Xwama Cultural Village and Traditional Restaurant, which is not that far from the Goriangap Dam, as you can see there. The road that sort of crosses over from south towards north is the Ochimuisa Road. So the Xwama Cultural Village and Traditional Restaurant is actually quite well known to Windhoekers, and many a visitor from overseas actually goes there with their safari buses, and they'll have some traditional food. It is located, like I said, in Wanaheda, provides the ultimate home away from home experience in terms of traditional living in Namibia. It's ethnic decoration that takes you back to the African roots, at the same time having rich African and Namibian flavors nourishing your body and soul. So this is what they wrote there. During this video, this was done by NMH, the video obviously. So we will be having a sit down with Xwama's general manager, Mariana, who will also take us on a brief tour of the beautiful cultural establishment. So yeah, have a look at the video.
Hi, and welcome to Tourismus. Today we will be taking a look at one of the cultural hotspots, not only in Windhoek, but in Namibia. Join me as we have a sit down with the manager of Xwama and explore this beautiful historical establishment.
Let there be light. And back then, speaking from home experience, like the Xwama culture, you do have where we used to sit around the fire, to do storytelling, to have a discussion, share a meal. So it was always done by a bonfire. So that's where it means Xwama, let there be light, but in the sense of let us also gather around the light. So yes.
So Xwama then is the light,
light
around which people should gather, we take it.
Exactly. And here is around Katutura.
That's beautiful. You mentioned that it's from the Xwama culture. I see that even this lovely tablecloth is then inspired, is the whole setting of the restaurant then inspired by the Xwama tradition.
So we do have different clans in the Xwama tribe, and we also have different materials. It's not just this one particular. So we have a variety, and we have the Ndonga, Balanu, we have the Ganjera, we have the Kwambi, we have the Xwama. So it's under Xwama clan, but it's just different ethnic language where at the end of the day we still understand each other. It's just a few clicks or a few things on how you pronounce certain words. But at the end of the day we do get to understand each other. And this actually, if you see it, be it in other places or the ladies wearing it, then you'll be able to identify her as a Xwama speaking, because this is our traditional ethnic attire. So that's how we actually identify it as a Xwama.
And tell me a little bit more, because of this place, Xwama's traditional and rich cultural decor and all of these things, you must attract a lot of tourists, right?
Yes, we do actually, and this is usually in our off-peak season and on-peak. And you just find where, if you have to Google Xwama, it gives you that background of a traditional place. As you can see, the sand as well.
Yeah.
So it gives us a feel close to home, back to the north, and now we brought the north to the city.
Yes.
And this is what tourists like most of them. Like, okay, you came to a restaurant, but oh my gosh, I didn't see a restaurant with sand, decorated in some type of way, colorful. And that's that thing that actually catches their eye, and also then have an interest of like, or eager to see what do they have next. So that's why they actually love, and the food and the traditional drinks, the dancing, and everything that they've not experienced before. So yes.
And what would you say, which meal or drink do tourists prefer most when they come here?
The traditional marathon chicken, because when you say marathon, they're like, what is marathon? And then you explain that it's a free range chicken. Oh, okay. That. And they love it because it's number one organic, 100% organic, and the fact that it's just rich in flavor and taste, and that's just not one of the dishes. The other ones, Amapani worms, is like you eat caterpillars. It's like yes,
But they're spicy.
But they're spicy. And like okay, I want to try that.
Yeah.
So it's more of something that they've probably not encountered before in certain tribes of culture, or maybe something they're familiar with, but maybe just cook it differently. So like the goat heads, the dry spinach, the catfish, the bean souris, but just maybe then mash into a puree and how we prepare. So they are always eager to come in, and they enjoy it at the end of the day because looking at something and eating it is different.
Two different
So
things.
they have that of okay, let me just try one. And then like, I like it actually.
They end
It's
up
like,
finishing it.
they end up finishing it. So it's
Seeing that the place is traditionally set up, is your food then also prepared as it would be prepared in the north?
it is because some of our traditional dishes have to be prepared in a certain way because then that's how you keep the flavors intact, the richness of it, the aroma, and it just has a different feel on how you cook it compared to cooking it on a gas stove, for example. We still use the old technique of cooking it on fire, and that the smokiness still gives of that actual flavor to say you are eating something original and flavorful. And our food is usually prepared daily, and that's what also makes it freshly prepared and organic. So yes.
Other than being one of the top cultural establishments in the country, what else does Xwama then have to offer for people that are not tourists but people from Namibia?
We do have a conference room, which is available for workshops or just daily team building or wanting to have meetings. We do have a facility for that. We have the upper restaurant where clients can come book for events such as weddings, birthday parties, and just a nice of meal. You want to have a venue and you want traditional infused. So we do have options for that for clients. We have our outside bakery that we also use for events sometimes, weddings to be particularly, and year functions. So we actually have a variety, and we have a takeaway for just the daily walk-ins if you want to have a seat. And we also do deliveries. So yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Mariana.
Thank you.
And is there anything you'd like to say to somebody watching this that would like to come and visit Xwama?
If you've not been at Xwama, you have not been here. Because Xwama is the place to be where food meets culture.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There you have it from Mariana. Make sure to make a turn here by Xwama where food definitely meets culture.
Thank you.
After that amazing interview with Mariana, we'll now be checking out what they have to offer upstairs. Follow me.
So this is the VIP room, and this is where you can have your private function in case you want to sit with a crowd. You're welcome to have this room, and it takes a table for 10 to 12 people. And you can watch TV while you sit there or engage for meetings, or you just want to have a family dinner with your
Close friends.
closest friends and whatnot. So yes.
It even has a beautiful balcony.
It has a beautiful balcony on the other side. And we usually open up the space. If you don't want us inside, we put some chairs and we drink a lovely view of Katutura. It has some beautiful sunset.
That I believe. And did students revolve sponsor this area?
Yes, it did.
Wow. Is this thing also open to individuals to just go to come and have a good time on a
It's
Friday?
open to everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic. Please do show us some more. Beautiful visuals. Well, thank you for that. That was beautiful.
So we do have this little part, which is the restaurant, the upper one where people actually get to book for the venue. And it has a capacity of 80 to 100.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That was the beautiful cultural establishment, that is Xwama. Be sure to catch us again next week here on Tourismus. For me, Jemima Ndebele, it's goodbye.
Right, and like I said, it's something totally different there. Xwama Ndebele, who's working with me, well, actually with my zone team, but also working with the Allgemeine Zeitung. She always sort of finds these special spots. Those were our two destinations for today. Up next, we've got To the Point.
The My.NA Cars Show provides viewers with the best-in-class cars content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest cars-related news, products, and services. My.NA Cars aims to reach the car enthusiasts and all motoring industries, focusing on motoring news, test drives, maintenance, fast finance, accessorides, and more. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: The Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, and Namibia Media Holdings. Contact my.na at synergy.com.na to share your motoring news or to advertise your motoring product and service. My.na Cars, more than just a ride.
Right, welcome back. And some of you will remember in our previous show, Yolanda Nell already talked to a group of scientists from UNAM and abroad after the planned Africa Millimetre Telescope project received funding by the end of last year. So today we bring you a second part of the interview. And the good news is that going forward, we were offered regular feedback by these scientists. So we'll probably bring you more as we go along throughout the year. But have a look at the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I have a full studio in today with Professor Michael Bacchus and Lot Frans from UNAM, and online we have Dr. Mark Kleinwald from the AMT project. And today we will be talking about astronomy, the Africa Millimetre Telescope, as well as the mobile planetarium. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So we are just going to jump right in. Dr. Wald, can you quickly tell us what the AMT is all about?
Yeah, sure. Good morning. The AMT is a project that aims to put a telescope in Namibia near the Gamsberg Mountain, a telescope that is the size of, let's say, 15 meter size dish, that is sensitive for radio waves coming from the universe at wavelengths of millimeters. And this telescope is we aim to connect to up to 8 or more telescopes around the globe to make images of black holes.
Together with the AMT project, a mobile planetarium was also donated to UNAM last year. What is the aim of this planetarium?
Well, the aim of the planetarium is basically to engage the next generation of astronomers and engineers that's going to work on this project. Right, from the start, we knew that when we will put a telescope in Namibia, we should not only bring a telescope to Namibia, but also make sure that Namibia can use the telescope itself, right? And for that, you need, in addition to the excellent people that we already have at UNAM, we need to train the next generation and engage them. So our ideas was, if we bring a planetarium and allow kids to see the wonders of the universe and show them what they can do with their lives, as an example, that would actually work. And in addition, I mean, a planetarium is something that shows you the scale of the universe and your place in it. And even if you don't want to become an astronomer or you don't want to be an engineer, it still gives you that view of life that is really important. What is your position, your place in the universe?
Professor Bacchus, how is UNAM making sure that children have access to this planetarium?
Well, we currently have a very eager group of students, led by Mr. Franz, who's sort of the academically oldest amongst the group, and up to literally first years, who are keen to make more children aware of these magnificent opportunities in the one hand side, also in sort of for the job market and for learning skills. But also just the this magnificent sky that we have here in Namibia, and that we literally, as a natural resource, just need to go out and see for ourselves and enjoy it.
Can schools contact UNAM if they want to do a tour of the planetarium?
Yes. Essentially, we're currently still in the phase of setting up proper operations and have it all a bit more structuralized, so to say, or more structured. But yes, we have been to quite a couple of schools already during last year, 2022, and we will engage with more schools this year.
And then, Mr. Frans, lastly, why is it important to expose children in this field in Namibia?
So as you might have seen the results of our previous year grade 12s, so they performed poorly. So we had about 39,000 students who wrote the exams, and only about 5,000 made it to tertiary. And among the 35,000, you have roughly 420 learners who got 0 in mathematics. So the idea here is to try and stimulate the school children and the learners themselves, so that this does not happen again. Yes. So we try to go out and encourage STEM, so the science and technology, engineering and math. So the other is that the idea is also to try and build capacity, so kind of like increase the pool for future projects in areas such as science and technology for the 4th Industrial Revolution and possibly the 5th Industrial Revolution.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. Can you maybe tell me what is the percentage of males versus females in this industry?
In astronomy?
Yes.
It's quite, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's the males are actually dominant in this field, so it would be nice to have also the ladies join us. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Did you want to add something?
Well, it's not entirely true for the students we have in Namibia here. So literally my observation is that we here locally have a much better equipartition between males and females that are interested in astronomy. And also more globally, one can say that astronomy under the STEM subject is one of the fields that has the highest percentages of females. So it seems to be quite attractive to both sexes.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck with the project. And I will be following you and making sure the news gets to the media.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Right, and now you know exactly what Africa Millimetre Telescope is all about. If you're not quite sure because you missed the previous show, just have a look again, and then you'll get the whole picture. And like I said, we'll keep you updated from here on going forward. That's our show for today, and I hope you enjoyed the content. I certainly did. I found it very interesting. I'll be seeing you next week, same time, same place. Until then, look after yourself. Bye.